and welcome to Book 6, Chapter 3 of You Should Be Reading. Today, I would like to talk to you about Written in Red by Anne Bishop. Now, this is an urban fantasy style story, the modern day with monsters is typically what urban fantasy is, at least as far as I'm aware. And this is one of those type of books. It is an interesting book because it poses, or a series of books. This is the first one in the series of the others, because it poses a question that what if humanity was not the apex predator on the planet? What if there was something bigger? What if there were other things that are more dangerous to humans that control everything? And this is the world we are thrust into. There's no big preamble about, is this this is how all things came to be and all this and that. We're just thrust right into it, and you deal with humanity that is living, especially in what is probably a very strong analogy to America. You have humanity living there on sufferance of these other creatures. They live there only because they are allowed to live there. And it sets up a story from there. From that particular point of view. Now, before I delve into spoilers, do I recommend this book and this series of books? Yes, absolutely. I recommend them. They are interesting. They tell very... what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say that the stories go super deep into a lot of things. This is very much it's not a heavy read. At least for me, it wasn't a heavy read. It felt very light, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with light fare in terms of reading. Now, would I suggest this for everybody? No. There is absolutely there's absolutely a number of deaths in this book, at the hands of people, at the hands of the others, and there are situations involving things that may be triggering to some people. So look into it on your own recognizance. That being said, let's delve into a little bit of spoiler territory on these books, because I want to talk about, especially this first one. We have in the first one, there is a young woman by the name of Meg Corbin who can see the future. She is a very specific type of prophet, I guess you could say, because she can only see the future when her skin gets cut. When she is injured, when her skin is cut, punctured, that sort of thing. And then she can see the future. And because these type of people, Cassandra Sangue, as they call them, blood prophets, are very sought after, her and a bunch of other people who are blood prophets are kept in a place. They are, by all intents and purposes, free labor for these people who use them and use their future seeing abilities to find out information for their clients and sell them to the highest bidder. That sort of thing. Now, Meg uses her ability and escapes. And in order, like, she knows she's going to die. She's already seen her death. Um, but she is still going towards it because it's better than where she's been. And she ends up in a place, um, a little city called, I believe, Lakeside. I could be wrong about that. It may be a different name, but there is a lakeside courtyard that is a little business district operated by the others in this human settlement. And this is where Meg gets to. And because she gets there, she basically tries to get a job as a human liaison there, which is kind of basically just minding the post office. But she gets hired on. And because she's there and is like making friends with these others, they end up coming to her aid when the people looking for her finally track her down and try and get her out of there. And it sparks uh, a big problem over the course of a number of books because it builds and builds to a point where others start getting involved. There are a number of different others, shapeshifters. You've got ones that are like werewolves. You've got ones that are like vampires. You've got, oh, ones that are crows or were crows, I guess you could say. Um, I'm pretty sure there's like a Medusa as well in there, but they kind of use different names for them. There's even there's even some creatures, some others that seem to be representative of the seasons themselves and wield quite a lot of power, like elementals in a way. And all of these people, this blood prophet Meg begins to befriend over the course of it. And there's dark things, there's danger and whatnot, but there is also redemption. There's safety for Meg because all these others start caring about her. And it starts allowing the others to know more about humans and humans to know more about the others, and for there to be a sort of kind of realization that each side isn't as bad as they might think. Now, there's obviously bad people, 100%. Humans are going to human, and some of those humans are bad people. And this book makes no bones about calling that out, the greed and selfishness of humanity and how it leads people to making decisions that are not great. And that's only book one. There's several books in this series and then some spin-off series that Anne Bishop has also wrote that take place in other places of the world where there are others and there are different people that are showing up, humans that are dealing with these others. And it's quite interesting and a very fresh type of story when it comes to urban fantasy because usually the creatures of the night, as it were, tend to be in a minority role or hidden. But in this world, they're just out in the open and basically running things. And they're just like, yeah, we'll let you be there because you make stuff that we find useful, but don't get comfortable or anything. It's very interesting. I would highly recommend it to anybody out there. So yes, that's going to be it for this episode of You Should Be Reading. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please leave a like, uh, tap the subscribe button. If you like the type of videos that I'm putting out on my channel, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's any books you think I should read, so I should check it out and recommend it to others, if I like them. See, if it's something that I would recommend, then it gets on this show. Though there has been a couple times when there's been ones that I wouldn't recommend that I've put on this show because I'm like, no, I need to warn people away from this. Anyways, do all of that and continue to practice your self-care and staying safe out there. Hydrate and take your meds as need be. Until next time, I have been your host, Pravi, and yeah, just remember, you should be reading Written in Red by Anne Bishop. And I'll see you next time.